No, it's pushing and shoving. It's the press conference stuff. I think like you got 50-50. Either we're going to face off or someone's going to get pushed, and he went for the opposite. So it's like school playground stuff.
I know it's like Anthony, Joshua can't win, you can't lose. He's either, and I thought yesterday he looked very tense, very serious.
The moment Tyson Fury shoved Anthony Joshua during their heated face-off, the entire atmosphere changed. It was supposed to be a statement. Fury wanted to show dominance, send a message, and remind everyone why he has spent years being regarded as one of the most intimidating personalities in heavyweight boxing. But instead of making him look powerful,
Thank you, gentlemen. Does everyone please be seated? As you can see, we can expect fireworks at the Garden on that date.
the incident had the opposite effect for many observers. What stood out wasn't Fury's aggression, it was Anthony Joshua's reaction, or more accurately, his lack of one. Joshua barely seemed bothered. He remained calm, composed, and almost amused by what had just happened. Rather than responding emotionally or escalating.
I feel like he's toxic. I feel like you can put any top heavyweight in the world up here, and he'll probably say the same thing about them all. So it's just him as a person, and then he just needs a beat down, needs humbling. And instead of eating cheeseburgers, I'm going to feed him some humble pie.
Escalating the confrontation, he treated the shove like an inconvenience rather than a genuine threat. That single response immediately shifted the perception of the entire exchange. For years, Tyson Fury has built his reputation on psychological warfare. He gets under opponents' skin, creates chaos, and forces fighters into emotional reactions before they...
For me, than it is for any champion. He's a challenger. Huh? Yeah, but he can't sell out. This is the first time he's headlining a show. I'm here. I'm the champion. I told you.
Ever step into the ring, but Anthony Joshua refused to play that game. While Fury bounced around the stage, trying to create energy and command attention, Joshua stood relaxed and unfazed. The contrast could not have been more obvious. Instead of looking intimidated, Joshua looked comfortable. Instead of looking pressured.
But this time I thought, you know what, it's going to be different again, because for the first time in forever, I'm the hunter, I'm not the hunted. And we all know that when I've always been the hunter in the past, I've always fucked people.
He looked confident. Meanwhile, Fury appeared increasingly emotional as the situation unfolded. That is why many boxing fans felt the psychological battle may have actually gone in Joshua's favor despite Fury creating the biggest headline. Joshua spoke throughout the event like a man who believed he was still in complete control of the situation. His voice...
It's boxing, it's family. John's John. Both goading each other. Both very personal. Both means a lot to everybody. Shouldn't have done it.
Remained measured. His body language showed no signs of panic. There was no desperate need to prove anything. Fury, on the other hand, seemed determined to force a reaction at every opportunity. That difference became one of the biggest talking points following the face-off. Some observers even suggested that Fury's aggressive behavior looked more like frustration than confidence. The old aura that once surrounded him, the sense that he...
I rate him for what he did, because most people, most fighters, ego gets involved, thinking this man's not mugging me off in front of all these people. You get up and say blah blah blah, you bite. AJ sat there and he just said, you know, yeah, I'm your landlord. You know, me and you fight and be on my terms. It doesn't matter what you say, what you shout about.
He was mentally untouchable, does not carry the same weight it once did. Every emotional outburst is now examined through a different lens, particularly after recent setbacks that have caused people to reassess where Fury stands in the heavyweight division. Even respected figures within boxing noticed the dynamic. Former world champion Johnny Nelson gave Anthony Joshua...
Like it, people think because you're a promoter, you like all that stuff. Me, I didn't like...
significant credit for maintaining his composure. According to Nelson, many fighters would have immediately reacted after being shoved in front of cameras and fans. The natural instinct would be to push back, argue, or lose control emotionally. Joshua did none of those things. Instead, he remained calm while Fury became the center of the chaos. Nelson suggested that this was exactly why so many people believed Joshua emerged from the...
AJ win. Hey, the belly. You know? Where is he? AJ...
The encounter looking mentally stronger. Promoter Frank Warren also appeared unimpressed by the drama. Having witnessed countless heavyweight rivalries throughout his career, Warren understands what genuine confidence looks like. The feeling among many insiders is that Fury versus Joshua is already a massive fight that requires no extra theatrics to sell tickets. The
Crazy strong punch, you know. I think if you ask Tyson Fury, he will tell you. And he did good test himself. And now he ready for Joshua. For Joshua, he already 100% he can beat.
Points, knockout, do you think?
This stuff I don't know, but I think he beat him easy, you know.
rivalry speaks for itself because of that. Fury's emotional behavior created questions rather than excitement. Instead of making people fear him, it led some to wonder whether the pressure surrounding this fight is beginning to affect him. Then came another interesting twist. Unified heavyweight champion Alexander Usyk publicly backed Anthony Joshua's chances against Tyson Fury. That endorsement carries weight because it is coming from one of the most respected fighters in the sport.
Fury was fantastic today. He boxed really well, and it's great to see that he's back on the scene again. And obviously, he boxed so well today. 2 years at the ring, or something like that. I think he's back now, where we want to see that mega fight now with him and AJ. I think that fight could be next for both of them. What a massive fight that would be for British boxing. And let's see where it goes, man.
What did you think?
When an elite champion openly states that Joshua has the tools to beat Fury, it immediately changes the conversation. What was supposed to be a display of Fury's dominance suddenly became a debate about whether Joshua might actually have the upper hand. Heavyweight contender Arslanbek Makhmudov added fuel to that discussion. He openly spoke about Joshua's ability to defeat Fury in multiple ways, suggesting that Joshua possesses the physical attributes.
I thought he did good. I thought he had fun. Things he had worked on in training camp. More importantly, just him being happy, being back an entertainer. Forget about boxing. He's an entertainer. Entertaining at the press conference, the weigh-ins, on the
and boxing skills necessary to create serious problems. Comments like that matter. When fellow heavyweights begin talking confidently about a fighter beating Tyson Fury, it chips away at the image of invincibility that Fury spent years building. Former world champion Amir Khan also weighed in on the situation. Khan praised Fury's return to boxing and emphasized the enormous significance of a Joshua showdown, but he also highlighted the tension between the two men, noting how quickly the atmosphere...
I've come back, I've been out the ring 16 months, coming off 2 losses. He's just had a good win himself and knocked Jake Paul's spark out, done everyone a favour, yeah? I like Jake, just say that. But listen, he done everyone, give everyone what they wanted, knocked him clean out, yeah? Not me, but everybody else. And now, they're on about, let's do a Wilder warm-up. Why do they want to fight Wilder for? Fight the fucking Gypsy King. Fuck Wilder, he's a bum. I've battered him 3 times. Wilder...
...sphere changed during their face-off. The rivalry no longer feels like simple promotion. It feels personal. Sugar Hill Stewart offered another perspective by reminding everyone that Fury has always been an entertainer as much as he is a fighter. From his ring entrances to his press conferences, Fury thrives on creating memorable moments. The challenge is that entertainment only works when the other person participates. Joshua refused. By remaining...
AJ, his best dance partner is Tyson, and for Tyson, vice versa. I looked at that version of Tyson on Saturday night and I thought, this version of Tyson beats 70-80% of fighters in the world. Do I look at him and think that version of Tyson can be a world champion again? No. Why is Tyson fighting again? I don't know.
Being composed, he made Fury's dramatic actions appear more forced. What might have looked intimidating against another opponent instead looked like an attempt to grab attention. Fury's own comments following the confrontation only intensified that perception. He repeatedly referenced past accomplishments and previous victories, emphasizing everything he has achieved throughout his career. While there is nothing unusual about...
We still want to see it now because it's AJ Tyson Fury. It's past his sell-by date, but it's still a big fight. These two should just fucking get on with it, get in there and get this fight made. And all this pre-fight warm-up bullshit is totally unnecessary. It's going to kill it. Anyway, let's see what transpires with the AJ Fury fight. I feel that if these two don't fight each other next, if AJ has a warm-up fight, he could, even if he's fighting someone who's a knockover, he might get injured, he might hurt his elbow, he might jar his shoulder or twist his neck, and he's going to need 2-3 months out. Then he's going to need another 3 months training camp. This fight gets further and further away from happening. This fight needs to happen now.
A fighter defending his legacy, some observers felt the tone sounded more like someone trying to reassure himself than someone completely at ease. That interpretation gained even more momentum when Johnny Nelson suggested that Fury no longer possesses the Same intimidating aura.
You want to get in there against someone, you want to go through a fight camp and get in there against someone and destroy them, so that when you approach the Tyson Fury fight, you know you are at your best, like physically and mentally, which is very, very important because of what AJ's gone through in the last few.
He once carried. Nelson still considers Fury a dangerous heavyweight, but he acknowledged that questions now exist regarding whether he can continue operating at the very highest level. Carl Froch added another layer to the discussion. The former world champion argued that Fury versus Joshua should have happened years ago. In his view, every delay increases the risk that boxing fans never get to see the fight under ideal circumstances. In heavyweight boxing, timing is everything. One injury, one upset defeat, or one unexpected retirement can change everything overnight. Froch believes the sport...
What AJ was like, ultimately, AJ, do you want to get in a ring to announce the fight? No. Like, I don't want to get into tell the public that we're fighting.
Cannot afford any more delays. Meanwhile, boxing analyst Ade Oladipo emphasized the importance of Joshua's preparation. He believes Joshua needs the correct build-up and the right training camp before facing Fury. The focus is no longer on promotional tactics, but on ensuring Joshua enters the fight in peak physical and mental condition. Eddie Hearn reinforced that message by revealing that Joshua is moving closer to full training following his recovery process. That update transformed the conversation because it suggested the fight is progressing from speculation toward reality. The closer Joshua gets to returning to camp, the more serious this matchup becomes.
Of course, definitely, I see it happening this year. If AJ gets his shit together, like I say, he's gone through a lot. I understand that, but I don't think a tune-up fight helps or doesn't help. Let's just get the fight on. It should have happened 10 years ago. So hopefully he can get...
Tommy Fury also increased the urgency by openly calling for the fight to happen immediately. His comments echoed the feelings of countless boxing fans who have spent years waiting for these two British heavyweight stars to finally settle their rivalry inside the ring. Sports broadcaster Simon Jordan then highlighted another fascinating aspect of the situation. According to Jordan, much of the power now rests with Joshua. Because he handled the face-off so calmly, he emerged looking like the fighter who controlled the emotional narrative. Fury tried to provoke a reaction and failed. That matters. Psychological warfare only works when the opponent responds. Johnny Nelson...
And they know where the situation lies, which is up to Anthony Joshua. If he feels he's ready to fight Tyson Fury, then that fight can happen. But he may well not feel that. And I do think that ultimately Anthony, sitting there at ringside, would have known what was coming. Would have known there's an expectation for him to have some sort of interaction with Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury doesn't just arrive back on the scene and Anthony Joshua sit ringside and doesn't expect to have...
Later explained that many face-offs are designed specifically to create emotional disruption. Fighters attempt to trigger anger, frustration, or doubt in order to gain a mental advantage before fight night. But Joshua's refusal to engage turned that strategy upside down. Instead of Fury controlling the moment, Joshua controlled the response. As this rivalry continues to build, the psychological element is becoming just as important as the physical matchup itself. Every interview, every press conference, and every face-off is now being analyzed.
Bossing out, getting bets, and that's what they're all been trying to do. Because he's thinking, if I can get this man angry, get this man mad, then he'll be...
...for clues about who holds the mental edge. Fury's shove was intended to project strength and dominance. Instead, it sparked debate about whether he is feeling the pressure. Joshua's calm reaction transformed the narrative and left many people believing that the former champion won the psychological battle without throwing a single punch. Now the heavyweight division waits for the moment these two giants finally meet in the ring. And when they do, one of the biggest rivalries in British boxing history will finally have its answer.